to our channel. Today we are coming on to do a reading that is, or pick a pile that is for the energy of the year. So it's like the focus of the energy for you individually for this year. Now remember, this is general, and we are channeling, we've channeled already the messages that are coming forward, or the specific energies, specific guides that are coming in and what they want to share. So it's going to be very different from other pick a pile readings. Although we do have some cards, it's largely the channeling that is the focus of these readings. Now, if you're new here, welcome. We'll introduce ourselves. We tend to forget to do that sometimes. So I'm Lalantia. I'm a psychic realm channeler and energy healer, and I specialize in working with the magical realm. So I work with dragons, unicorns, mermaids, fairies, all of the different magical beings. I do a lot of channeling with them. I do a lot of like remembering, like connecting to past lives and the energies that we are meant to begin to remember. I work with my clients through their healing process of remembering who they really truly are, working with the magical beings. And I have a YouTube channel, which you'll find in the description below, where I talk about these things way more in depth, and you can find out way more if you feel called to learn about the different magical beings. We also have a group. It's called Sorceress Circle. Nathalie and I run it together. We go live 3 times a week. We talk about lots of different things regarding spirituality. And of course, if you're new to our channel, on this channel, we do pick a pile readings, we do conversations. So these conversations are actually recorded in our group live. So we go live, we have conversations together and with those that join us, and talk about different topics in spirituality. So it's all kinds of different things. So if you're new here, this is the first time you've seen us, make sure you check out our other videos and see if there's something there that may resonate with you, so that you may want to subscribe. And Nathalie, you can go now.
Hi guys, I'm Nathalie. I live in Belgium, so that's halfway around the world for many of you. So hi, I'm an intuitive reader and artist. So I actually do a lot of different things when it comes to intuitive art. For example, I do intuitive portraits of spirit guides for my clients. So that's really interesting. I'm also a cosmic medium, so I connect with a lot of galactic and extraterrestrial beings. I also do portraits of them. You can see them on our group in the Sorceress Circle, or you can also see them on my Facebook page, which is Reincarnated Redhead. I have posted some of them in there. And yeah, I really love connecting people to the galactic world and all of the mysteries within this universe. I also discovered this year that I'm actually an ET contactee. So I do draw in a lot of people who are starting to discover that they have extraterrestrial contact, and I really want to help those people better understand what is going on and how to integrate that into their lives.
Yes, love that. So you have the first pile. So pile 1, you want to go ahead and share?
Yeah, let's get it started. So for this reading, we actually channeled beings that came forward with messages, and then we pulled some cards to either validate or give some extra guidance for you guys. So for pile 1, the spirit guide that stepped forward was actually a collective of dolphins, which I thought was really interesting. Yeah. And the message that they were here to bring is a message of going with the flow this year, to not really force things into existence. Sometimes our logical mind might decide that we want a certain thing to happen or manifest, but they ask you to go within and feel into the energy of this. And if this is really in the greatest and highest good of you, because sometimes we tend to lose focus of that. You know, we tend to focus on the material stuff instead of bringing things into our awareness, or experiences into our awareness that are actually in the greatest and highest good and for our growth. So are you trying to rush yourself or force things into your life? Look into your heart to see if this is what you truly desire. Like sometimes we just want, and it's actually trying to fill a void that we have within us, like a feeling of lack that stems from something else missing within us, from deep within. And they really ask you to look at that, look at what it is that you truly desire. Are you gathering material possessions because you feel like there is nothing to gain from your inner works? So are you focusing on things in your surroundings so you won't have to do the inner work, or you feel like this is not gonna progress your outer world? And I think they really bring the message of how important that it is that our outer world actually reflects our inner world. So that was a really important message that they wanted to bring forward today. They also wanted me to mention that this is a year of revelation for you, a year of putting aside differences and learning from others' perspective or way of life. You may feel stuck or not content with the life that you are currently living, but you're also having a hard time letting go of your routines and ways of doing things, even if they do not support your personal growth at this time. They want you to know it's possible to change your course. So I feel like a lot of you guys are stuck in this between place of knowing that there are better things out there for you, but not really trusting that you're able to shift that for yourself. And they definitely want to like affirm that for you, that it is possible to change your ways and to change the path that you're going on. So it's time to let go of old ways and perceptions that you have outgrown. It might be scary to feel like you're starting everything all over again, but trust that the truth is that you are actually not starting over. You are just breaking out of the shell that the conditioning within this world and society have placed upon you. So definitely look at that within yourself, like what is conditioned and what is something that you truly feel for yourself. Yeah, you are finding your way back to your true self and are immensely supported within this process. So a lot of the times when we are reinventing ourselves, we feel like we're faking it because this is not who we are, who we were before, but actually this is going back within your true self and breaking these chains of what other people or society, for example, have placed upon you. So they told me that you don't need to be afraid, or that you don't need to be afraid to think or be different, because this is where your true beauty lies. They urge on the importance of finding and surrounding yourself with like-minded friends and souls. Find a community where you can let your new true self shine. So don't keep surrounding yourself with the people that you did before. Of course, there are some people that we can't just banish from our lives, but definitely find new connections to make. And then you won't have the fear of outgrowing any of these people. You know, sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't want to leave people behind. So really try to find new connections where you don't feel like you're leaving people behind. So and also find a community where you are accepted for who you are becoming. I think that was something really important that they were pointing out. And then where you are accepted for who you are at this time, for who you are wanting to become and who you are at this point in time. And then where you are not shamed for how others perceived you to be in the past. So sometimes it's really hard to let go of these perceptions of ourselves because we are still surrounding ourselves with people who look at us the same way as we like we were in the past. So definitely surround yourself with people who are open to learning, to get to know who you are today, you know, and who you are evolving into, and that don't have that past perception of you, because sometimes we get stuck on that perception as well. And surround yourself with people who inspire you, and this way you will inspire others with your fearless freedom, is what they were telling me. So I thought that was really interesting. And yeah, definitely some big energies coming in this year for this pile. So I pulled some cards afterwards, and we have Lord Shiva, Transcendence. Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given, dance with the universe.
Love that.
So yeah, definitely like a lot of root chakra going on as well, a lot of sacral chakra. So really reinventing yourself and not feeling shame for doing that, not feeling shame for making these new routines or letting go of certain people, and definitely like building up a new foundation for yourself to build upon. And then we have be bold and make the first move, cardinal moon. So yeah, definitely don't wait around for your friends or family to start doing the stuff that you want to be doing. Like make the first move and get out there. Like search for a new community where you can feel like you can already be doing this stuff without having to look at your family or friends to like confirm that this is okay for you to do. And then we have some messages from the universe. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. And then we also have, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. And I definitely felt like for most of you, this is about yourself. Like this is, yeah.
What I was going to say, yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's so clear to me. Like, look at yourself in a new way for the first time through the eyes of love, and don't get stuck on how you were before or how the past has gone. Like, let go of that and really be brave and look at yourself again, but then with love.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the first pile. Do you have anything to add?
Just that I really love this energy, the water energy, the flow, and that reminder of just going with the flow. We're so often like fighting against the current because we think things need to be a different way and we're not trusting. This is that trust in the universe. Trust feels like a big word for this one. And in my piles, I had a word that stood out for each of them, and I think obviously for this one it's flow, but also trust feels really big because you got to trust in the universe to go with the flow, because sometimes it feels like a direction that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that definitely that. And I love that you mentioned that, because actually in the next pile, trust is going to be showing up as well. So I love that.
Oh, okay. That's perfect. Amazing. Yeah, and I also want to mention, because I didn't say in the beginning of the video, so now I'll need to say each time, but remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because these are general readings. So there may be bits and pieces that don't really resonate with you, and that's fine. Just leave those bits, because like I said, it's a general reading. We can't get super specific.
Yeah, definitely. Take what resonates.
Yeah. So now we're on pile 2. So for those of you who picked pile 2, the word is joy. So as I said at the end of the last one, that take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because this is a general reading. So the guy that came forward is an angel from Andromeda. And this was a different experience for me because I don't really work with angels that much. It's not really my thing. I mean, I work with them sometimes. I definitely believe in them. I've had lots of experiences with them, but they're not really the ones that generally come forward for me. But when the angel came forward and said that the angel was from Andromeda, that kind of was a little bit different. That was definitely a unique thing. But I've been seeing these giant wings for a couple of days now, and there's another being that's coming forward as well, but that's totally separate, and so I'm not going to even talk about it. But the wings were so big, they're so tall, like they go way above her head, and I see her as this brilliant light. Like she doesn't look like I don't see a form so much. I see the wings the most clearly. The rest is just a really bright light. So what I got from this is that if you pick this pile, you may have your origin life maybe from Andromeda, or you may have had past lives in Andromeda. I want to keep it a little bit general, but there's some kind of connection with Andromeda for you. And that what felt really important to mention. So she is here to remind you of joy, pure ecstatic joy and bliss. And she's here to help you feel and experience what bliss really is. Bliss, for some reason, was a really strong word, which I found to be really interesting because it's not a word I ever use on my own. She said that a focus for you is happiness and nurturing that joy within yourself. So finding things that you already feel joyful about and working from there and building that energy from there. So it can be something simple and then finding more things that bring you joy and expanding that, because we are here to have a joyful experience. So for you this year, really focusing on joy is really important. Joy and happiness and bliss. So she's here to help you see who you really truly are. When she showed me, when she looks at you, she sees you as perfection. She sees you as a beautiful being you are. She sees through the illusions of the fear and the limiting beliefs and all of these things that aren't true for your soul. It's just part of your experience. It's meant to be there because it's part of your experience to grow, but she sees through that and she sees who you really truly are, and she's going to help you to see who you really truly are. She's here to help you see through your shadows and to see into the depths of your light, to bring light to your shadows and to see more of that true being of you. She sees you beautiful physically and energetically. She sees you for who you really are and not all the gunk, like I said. Let's see, I already said all of that. She's here to help you face your worries. So this came up really strong because a lot of you are having a lot of worries. You're worried about the future. You're worried about not being able to release the past. You're worried about not finding a partner or having children or whatever it is for you. You're worried about money. Probably that relates to everybody, right? So there's all kinds of worries, and she wants to help ease those worries. Now, this comes into that place of trust. We talked about this in the previous pile, that trust, and making sure that, you need to lean into trusting that the universe has your back. And this year, it is time for you to take back your joy and experience your life. Like experience. I feel like this is going to be related to adventure for a lot of you, and stepping outside of comfort zones, stepping out of any boxes that you have put yourself in, that you have been limiting yourself. She said that specifically, that you've been limiting yourself. You're not allowing yourself to experience joy because you're letting the weight of the world set on your shoulders, and you're not lifting that off and just saying, hey, I'm here to experience life. There's not really any wrong decisions. You have to trust in what you feel you want for yourself. You need to remember that you can do what you want to do. It's about living a happy, joyful life. It's not about being worried and fearful of what's to come. It's trusting that everything is going to work out and you're always going to end up where you're meant to be. So nurturing that joy and happiness within you, that is the big focus. She said you belong to the light. That was a phrase that she used. And focusing within on your light, finding your power, confidence, joy, and love, and to simply be you without compromise. So not compromising to what other people want you to be, who they think you should be. Just like that, this is the same thing that was in the previous message at the end about the, don't live your life for others. Live your life for you. Do the things that make you happy. So that was really important. Now, for the cards that came up, we have Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancestors stand beside you. Now, these are ancestors that are not only from Earth. You have ancestors from lifetimes on other planets as well. And so I'm really feeling that. And Andromeda, yeah, I'm just gonna say Andromeda, because if I try to change that word, I'm not gonna be able to say it. But that energy is coming up for you really strong. Your ancestors from then are assisting you on your mission on Earth, because you are here on Earth for a reason, for many reasons. One of them is joy. But when you find that place of joy, you're actually going to find that place of your purposes, because your purposes are found in a joyful place, right? When you live your purposes, you're going to be joyful. It doesn't have to be a hard, difficult thing. It's going to be something that makes you happy, that you're excited to do, right? Definitely loving the wings on this card as well. So then we have your life as a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. So for some of you, this is literally, doing artistic things is going to be really joyful for you. It's going to make you really happy. And look at, she's like on that mountain. You pulled this card recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
I remember the picture. yeah, that creativity and remembering that you create your reality, you create what you want for yourself. You want more happiness, you need to build in that place of happiness. You're not going to build happiness in a place of fear. Now, that doesn't mean to ignore your fear. It means to feel your fear, release the fear, and choose to move into happiness and joy again. And the last card that I got, I actually like pulled this and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I put it back in the deck, and guess what? I pulled it again. So definitely there's a message here for people. And it says, wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. So there's something in your life, and this, I don't feel like this is necessarily for every single person, but if you hear this and you will probably most likely know exactly what this is, or it will dawn on you later. There's something in your life that you are wanting to happen faster, and you're worried about it not happening, or that it's not for you. And the message is just wait and keep trusting, because everything is coming together. Now we have the universe there, and that reminds me of, you have the infinite power of the universe is on your side. So what you are creating for yourself, the universe is creating it with you. So you're not doing it alone. And the universe is infinite. The universe has so much more power than you can possibly even imagine. So have that trust that everything is coming together, and that you just have to wait for the divine time for it all to unfold for you. I think that's it. Do you have anything to add?
You know, you're not even gonna believe it, but that card that I already pulled this week was actually a pile that was also about living in joy and finding the joy within yourself. Like, I'm not even kidding. And that wait card was so clearly to me, like, sometimes we just want to move from the one thing to the next thing and the next thing. And sometimes we need to just stand still and enjoy where we are right now and find the joy in the moment that we're at, you know?
Yes, that is very true, because we're always seeking something better. But if we find that in this moment, then we build from there instead of the seeking. Because if we're seeking something, we're just going to keep seeking it. I did actually channel on crystals because I couldn't find my crystal deck. It's taking a break this week. So the crystals that came forward for this pile were rose quartz and sunstone. So the rose quartz is going to help with that connection to yourself and being gentle with yourself. The sunstone is really a confidence stone, but I guess the two of them working together are also going to be really beneficial in you finding that place of joy and living more in alignment, really, with that joyful attitude and gratitude. I guess gratitude could be such a part of this as well.
Yeah, and I love what you said about having the weight of the world on your shoulders, because sometimes we forget that we can do things just because we enjoy doing them, not because there's going to be some certain outcome, or it's because we have to do these things to move along in our journey. Sometimes we just need to do things because we enjoy doing them, like playing video games, for example. Like, so many people guilt themselves into not playing video games because it's not productive. You're not like doing anything that's getting you anywhere. But if that brings you joy, then why don't do it? Like, I do that all the time. Like, that is my secret joy bringer. Like, I play video games just because they bring me joy.
Yeah, and I think it's about that, remembering that balance. That sometimes we'll distract ourselves through activities. We'll distract ourselves with TV or video games, but sometimes it's just about having fun and stepping away from everything. And I had this come up yesterday about watching TV and feeling guilty about watching TV for longer than I had planned to. But then I was like, this was my time with my kids. We weren't just watching TV. We were hanging out together. We were talking. We were bonding. So this wasn't just about watching TV. This was about my bonding time with my kids, and the TV just happened to be on, and that's what we were, having conversations about, because there's not a lot else going on in the world right now. We can't talk that much about, I mean, there's a lot of things going on in the world, but we're stuck at home. There we go. We're not going out. We're not doing a lot of activities. So our bonding time is that time that we sit down together, and there's not so much to talk about because we're not going places. We're not experiencing that much stuff. My kids are just doing schoolwork. There's only so much to talk about regarding school. So yeah, that's our bonding time.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it's definitely like important for this pile to like have a balance between that. And even if you feel like it's not productive doing something like that, like, do this as a favor to yourself. Like, when you had a crazy day, like use this to like congratulate yourself, you know, so you still feel like it's an alignment for you to be doing these things, even if it's just like to congratulate that you've had so many things done today, and then congratulate yourself with that little moment of joy.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yep. Yeah, we have to remember not to have guilt about having fun, because we do tend to have guilt collectively for having fun. So yeah, it is all about balance.
Definitely. So are you ready for pile number 3?
Yep. Ready for pile 3.
All right, guys. So for those of you who picked pile number 3, a feline being actually came forward, and she was a female energy. So this guide is here to bring the message that your feminine side is not a weakness. And that was really cool because like she emanated that feeling. Like she was such a fierce energy. Like I could really feel like those warrior vibes coming off of her, you know? And she is here to really help you rediscover the strength that your feminine side actually holds. She is here to help you find the courage within and realize just how powerful it can actually be when you accept that side of yourself. And when you accept that into your being as a part of yourself. So she is here to bring the message of remembering that softness and kindness hold magical properties, that this can help you bring out the best in not only yourself, but also others, which is so true. Like we have to have that softness and kindness towards ourselves to really reach out to higher potentials. And also we bring that out in others. If you have you ever noticed how when you're really kind to someone or you're really supportive to someone, that they like you lift them up with that feeling of giving them the space to be vulnerable. And I think that was such an important message that she was bringing forward. So she also said that compassion and nurturing are divine properties found all over the universe. They help bring worlds into balance. And I mean, that is definitely true. If there was no compassion and nurturing in our world, in our reality, then we would all be fighting each other, you know, and there wouldn't be people helping each other and supporting each other. So I definitely felt that deeply, that this brings worlds into balance. Not only like outer worlds, but also inner worlds, you know, having compassion and nurturing feelings for yourself. So she told me that you guys don't need to be afraid to go deeper into your empathic nature. So I definitely feel like a lot of you guys are empaths who picked this pile. And that it holds such a wonderful and powerful gift that you have, you know, like being an empath. I know that sometimes it feels really overwhelming and people tend to like shut themselves off, but it's such a powerful and wonderful gift once you learn to work with those energies. And then you will be discovering that more this year. So you won't be being stuck in that place of like self-pity, of having like, oh my God, I can feel all of these things coming from other people. I think that this year you'll be discovering how to work with that a little bit more, how to like tune into that energy and how to deal with that. Even protect yourself from the energies that you don't want to come into your space, and recognize what feelings are yours and what are actually things that other people are reflecting on your energy. So yeah, this year definitely holds a lot of personal healing, and discovering that also holds a lot of personal healing. As I said, like discovering what is actually yours, your energy coming forward, like your stuff coming up, and what is from other people. So not only will it be so good for your personal healing, but also for those in your surroundings that you're surrounding yourself with. So she also brought the message that this year there will be many challenges coming your way, but this actually has a purpose. So she asks you to trust what you are feeling, to trust that you have the answers to the questions that are coming up, and that you have those answers within you, so that you are actually powerful enough to get through these challenges, because you can tune into your feelings and see how to get out of these situations, or how to move forward in these situations, or how to move past these situations by just trusting that the answers are already within you. Trust that when something feels right, this is the way for you to follow, and that you can trust that this is something good for you. And also on the other side, when something doesn't feel right, that there's a reason why you're feeling this way, and why it's coming forward in this way, and that it will be revealed to you in time if you let it go. So if you let go of the things that you feel aren't right for you, then probably you will get like the validation a couple of days after, or even weeks after, of why that wasn't a good match for you. And you'll be like, oh, like that's why I got that feeling, and that's why I didn't move along with that situation. Definitely ask for that validation if you're like doubting yourself and you want that. Like, you can definitely get that revealed to you. And then also to trust in the timing of things showing up for you in this year. Like, many possibilities will be present. Many possibilities will be present if you let it. So really listen to the whispers of your soul, because it is definitely guiding you on certain paths. Many possibilities will be revealing itself to you, but you really need to listen to yourself and trust yourself, because what you're feeling will guide you to these possibilities. So let that be open, and don't get stuck in certain boxes or expectations of how things should be or when things should happen for you. So she also mentioned that you might not feel ready, but this is a year of transformation for you, and having a deeper knowledge of yourself and your talents. So that was really interesting. She also mentioned that your purpose and your calling would definitely be showing up for you this year. So you're going to be having a lot of different things showing up for you, and a lot of them are going to be a part of your purpose. So I definitely feel like this year is going to be a year of you recognizing what you came here to do. So you're being guided to step up and choose happiness for yourself and your loved ones. And so, like, I love this, because so many times we feel like happiness is something that happens to us, and we actually create happiness. Like, we have to choose happiness every single day for ourselves. So she told me that don't hold back, because true transformation lies just beyond the barriers of our comfort zone, and you are ready to step outside of it if you only trust yourself and your journey. So trust that you can do this. Trust that you can break through these barriers of your comfort zone, because transformation lies just after that. So don't worry about it, and don't feel like you have to take big leaps. Like, small steps are just fine. Remember that the important thing is to keep moving forward. So you don't have to like throw out everything, and you don't have to break down the barriers of your comfort zone by doing these big crazy things. Like, no, take conscious little steps every day towards that, because the most important thing is that you keep moving, and you will get there if you do that. So the cards that I pulled for this card are charity, prayer and contemplation, connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. So I really love that card, because it's definitely like having that trust within yourself and having that compassion for yourself. And like, yeah, I just love it. Charity, like, definitely also a lot of a big sense of like community. Like, what you are doing for yourself is going to be for the benefit of so many others, like not only yourself. And I definitely feel like this is also like related to a part of your purpose that's going to be showing up, because I feel a lot of you guys are people who like to help out others. And yeah, I definitely feel like the empath coming up again, like being so concerned about others and wanting to help them out. And then we have full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. And I definitely feel like this card is also relating to like standing up and speaking your truth, like standing in who you feel that you truly are and speaking up about that, you know? And I also feel like for a lot of the empathic people over here, it's like placing those boundaries about what you want in your life and what you don't want and being unapologetic about it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even believe that this card showed up. Like, that was so perfect. North Node, step out of your comfort zone. Funny when that happens, right?
Yeah.
And then we have messages from the universe. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. So that's perfect with what I was saying. Like, if something feels right to you, there's definitely a reason. And if something doesn't, there's definitely a reason too.
Yeah.
And this is so cool because this card showed up. The universe has my back. Like, how perfect is that?
Yep. That was perfect. I wanted to mention too, like at the beginning, you said that feminine energy, you know, the importance of being in your feminine energy. And so I want to mention that feminine energy isn't just within women or those who identify as women. Everybody has feminine and masculine energy within them. So even if you identify or as a masculine, you still have a feminine energy within you. And that is that space of life being much easier. The masculine is more about action. And I would look at it as like, you know, the masculine is the energy of doing the bookkeeping and the logical aspects of things, and the feminine is that trust in the infinite power of the universe and moving in the flow of things and not forcing the energy. And there's so much more to it, but that's like kind of a little bit of the basics in case, you know, you didn't already know that. And just remember that it doesn't matter if you identify as masculine or feminine, you have both within you no matter what.
I love that you mentioned that because I was definitely feeling that when I was writing down these channelings. Like, definitely a lot of men are probably going to be picking this pile as well, because I felt like this message was for a lot of them out there, because our society has really conditioned men into thinking that showing these female, like having this female energy is a bad thing. Like, having compassion and nurturing energy is a bad thing when you're a male, and it's definitely not. Like, we have to find a balance between them. Like, everything is duality, right? We need to have a balance between our masculine and feminine energies, no matter which gender that we are.
Yes, exactly that. Do you want to tell us a little bit of what this feline being looks like? Just a basic.
Yeah, so it was really cool. So she didn't really have like a thick fur to her. She had more like a really glazy, like a shiny kind of skin, with like hairs on it, and a little bit more than we have like on our face, because you can't really see the definition of our hair. So she definitely had that a little bit more. And then she had like these cat-like ears, and she had like these amandal looking eyes, so that was really cool. And then she had like this very sturdy body, so you could definitely see that she has like a very good physical condition. Like, that's what so that's what I meant in the beginning. Like, she really had that warrior type of build, you know. And I think that was so beautiful because she was really in captivating that more masculine build, but having these soft female energies coming off of her, and having that compassion and nurturing energy coming forward.
Yeah, definitely feeling like that balance within her. Like she has that balance of the masculine and the feminine really, really strongly, so that she's able to really be in her power, but also is able to surrender and be in the flow of things.
Yeah, it was definitely like a being that you could see like fighting battles and also like feeding the babies when she comes home, you know.
Yep, I definitely can feel that part. Yeah. Yeah, I thought maybe some people don't understand, when you say a feline being, they're going to think of, is she a cat? And there's a difference. It's not that she's just a cat. She's a being that, is kind of a mix of things, I guess, how we see it as humans anyways.
Yeah, definitely. I love that you asked that. Like, I didn't even think to like go further into that. So I really loved like sharing that detail.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you had beings that were so totally different from beings that came forward for me, because that's what makes this so awesome, right? People will watch this just to learn about these different beings, or at least I would.
Yeah, it really is.
So are we ready to go on to the last pile 4?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Cool, I am too. So this is pile 4. And the word that came forward for this pile is success. So the being that came forward is a dragon. I'm going to call him a he. He has definitely a stronger masculine energy, but some people may feel him as more feminine energy. So it's whatever you feel within you. But I'm definitely feeling the more masculine energy because I feel him as a very like he's a very, like, he doesn't play around. He's very serious. He's like, stop, like he's that push forward. So this pile is about success. So he's here to help you get your success and to blast through those obstacles. So I see him as a dark purple or a dark blue. He's huge. And I see him as like in the universe. But I'm not getting a specific like galaxy or anything like that. So I don't know if that's just, it's not important, I guess, is what I'm getting from it. That's not important where he's from. That's not relevant to this reading, but he is here to help you with your purpose and expansion in your purpose and your conviction in your purpose. Now, just a little reminder, purpose is many things. We have many purposes. I say purpose, but we have many purposes, but there may be one area of which you will feel a greater sense of purpose. And that can be even many things, like my spiritual work is my purposes, but there's many things within that. So
And we have a video about that on our channel. So go check it out.
yes, do go check that out. Thank you for the reminder of that. So he's helping to clear your path to success. So I see most of you anyways as having a business already, or you're working in a business. So you may not have your own business, but you may be working in a business where you already have kind of built things up. So if you haven't already built things up, this is your year. You're going to really build things up. But this is the year that things are really going to reach that point of which you can say you are successful. But you have to identify what success is for you. And success doesn't have to have anything to do with money. Success is just what you make of it. So what is success to you? That's going to be important for you to look into so that you can reach that point. So whatever that is, he's here to help you reach that point. And big success for you, if you really commit to your path and blast through the boxes, the fears, the limiting beliefs, he's helping you to blast through these things. He is a no nonsense guy. I say guy, it sounds so funny for a dragon, but he is a no nonsense energy. He is all about you just do it, you blast through it. Why are you holding back? Why are you resisting? And there's this part of me that is like, well, you have to feel what you feel and explore all these things and move through it. But he's just like, just get through it. Just do it. Stop playing small. Just blast through it. Like, he doesn't get the big deal in us having to feel all of the things that we feel. He's definitely that more forceful energy. But he says that there is no limit for you, but you have to believe it. You have to believe that there is no limit. You also had to believe that the universe has your back. So funny, because the previous pile was the card, the universe has your back. But the universe has your back, and you just have to ask. You just have to ask for help, ask for support in this, ask him to help you, because that's another thing to remind you of. You want help with things, you need to ask for help. You don't have to ask more than once. I mean, if you're continuing to work in the energy, inviting them in regularly can be very helpful. So committing to your success is really important. And he says you really have to commit to it. You have to continuously, show up. You have to choose that this is the way that you're going to go, and you're not going to let anything stop you. Refuse to be held back by your fears. When you feel that your fears, why are they there? What are they showing you? What do you need to blast through to get to the other side? And this process is going to be different for everyone, so I'm not going to go into that. For some, it's going to be a little bit slower. You need a little bit more time. For some of you, it's like, okay, that's not going to be my fear anymore, and you choose to just change that, and it's like an instantaneous thing. So like I said, he's a very no nonsense energy. He's not going to play around. He's like, let's do this. Let's not take our time. And if you are ready and really, really ready to commit, and I feel that commit is really important part of this, and really show up, you have to really choose to show up each day, then it's time to invite him in. But if you're not ready to do that, if you have a lot of fear and just thinking about that, then maybe you need to take a minute before you invite him in, because once he comes in, then there's no more playing around. But I think that this is going to be really, I know that this is going to be really good for you, because when you choose this different path or showing up in a different way, maybe it's changing. I feel like some of you, it's going to be restructuring everything in your business or whatever it is that you're doing and changing things up a lot. He's going to support you in that so that you can move to that place of success, whatever that is for you. But yeah, he's not going to play around. So if you're in an emotional place, you're not ready to go there yet, then maybe you need to step back and explore that first and then invite him in. So he didn't give me a name. I noticed that we didn't really get names this time around, but all you have to do is hold that intention and he's going to come forward for you. I thought maybe as I'm speaking, he would give me a name, but he's not giving me a name. And there's a reason behind that. I don't know what it is, but there's a reason. So the crystals that came forward for this pile are aquamarine. So I'm really feeling that in the throat chakra, being able to just express yourself. Citrine, being really in your power, and it's a success stone as well. And or tiger's eye. So you may feel called to tiger's eye more than citrine. Maybe citrine isn't for you and tiger's eye is. I'm feeling that for some of you, it's going to be all three of those. For some of you, it's going to be aquamarine. And then citrine or tiger's eye. So definitely tune into what feels right to you. And then I thought it was really funny because the first dragon card that I pulled is a dragon that reminded me of him, because I said that he was a dark blue or purple. And we have a blue dragon from the Pleiades. And he didn't say where he's from. He could be from the Pleiades. We're not supposed to know that right now, but definitely it could be for you that you are meant to connect with dragons from the Pleiades. So this says prepares you to accept source healing, accept a heart activation, give and receive heart healing. So this is coming up because in order to do all of these things that I had channeled around success and stepping up, you have to heal your heart, and you have to recognize that you are worthy, you are deserving, and all of the things in that energy. Natalie, did you have something to say? Because I saw something change on your face.
I'm sorry, but this is so crazy. Like, I knew that I was supposed to pick this pile from you, and like this is so crazy because this reading is so spot on for me. And I was telling you that I did a lot of meditation today because like the energy was so crazy and everything. And I haven't even told you this, but I actually had an hybrid being come in for me, and she did a heart activation for me, and she told me that it was an activation for my cosmic heart. So that's so crazy. I'm sorry. Like, I was so blown away by that. That's so crazy, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I think this sometimes when we're thinking about success, we're thinking about, solar plexus and, just stepping up in that big, powerful energy. But if you're not feeling worthy of it, if you're not actually feeling like you deserve it, then you're not going to really step into it. So that's why this card is coming up. You can call in the blue dragon from Pleiades, or, ask for a dragon to come in and help you with it if that dragon in particular doesn't feel right to you. And then the next card we have is Earth and Water Dragon. And this says creates the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. Now, there's a couple of things that came up with this card. One is that the reminder that you're here on Earth to do your work. So yes, this dragon that had come forward is a galactic energy, but that galactic dragon is here to help you with your Earth purpose. So, and there's many dragons that are here to help you on your path, and you can call in the earth and water dragons to help you in this particular way. And that foundation, that importance of being grounded here on Earth and grounding in the energy as it comes in. So as you're moving into success, you know, if you're looking at the ways it is going to change the earth and changing things here, that is going to help you, because that is the whole point of it all, right? We're here to change things on Earth. We're not here to stop a galactic war, not right now anyways. We're here to do things on Earth. So that importance there, that foundation for new growth, because you're moving into a place of success. And like I had said, that there are some things that are going to change in your business. You're not aware of it yet necessarily. You may not be aware of it yet, but that is what is going to create, you know, this whole expansion within you. But you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone for that, big time. And then the last one that I got is the lilac fire dragon, and transmutes through the power of divine love. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. So remembering love and the reason behind your purposes, right? And that it's part of love and that change that we're making here on Earth. So definitely a lot of heart energy is actually coming through in regards to this pile. I mean, the cards themselves definitely speaking around the heart and love and opening up to the amazing new energy that is coming in for you. Now, I don't know about you, but do you kind of have a taste on your tongue when you look at this? Like, I taste something different. Like, I can't say that I taste lilac, but that's what I want to say. It's like, it's weird.
I know what you do. I don't know if you have this in the States, but like it reminds me of like these little purple like candies that we used to have, and they called it like lilac candies or something, and it was like a very particular taste to them. Like it wasn't super strong, but you like definitely noticed that it had a different taste to it.
That's, yeah, I feel like that's what I'm tasting. It's interesting. I mean, I taste things sometimes through my readings, but this one is just like, I can't deny it at all. Like, I can't ignore it. It's so strong. Like, my mouth is literally watering right now because there's something going on with the lilac. But yeah, so transmuting through the power of divine love, when you're moving through the energy to that place of success, whatever that is for you, remembering that, you know, being love as you're doing it. It's not about, so I guess I want to put it this way, that it's about remembering to incorporate love in all of the things that you do. You know, you can transmute the things that are in your pathway by using love. You blast through these obstacles with love. And yes, this other dragon is here to help you through that, but there's definitely like that importance of remembering love and opening up to that higher frequencies of love, like that love that is so powerful we can't hardly even conceive of it as a human.
I love this pile so much. Like, oh, it resonated with me so deeply. And like, yeah, definitely that grounding the energy. Like I even said that in the beginning, like with when you're like connecting to these cosmic beings, these galactic beings, it's sometimes really hard to integrate that into our reality right now. So yeah, I definitely felt that strongly. And you can't do better than like doing things out of love, because that is always gonna bring like blessings your way like instantly. And I think that's so beautiful, like integrating that love and doing everything from a place of love, because it just brings that back to us, right?
It does exactly that. And when we remember to have compassion for those who are different from us instead of having anger and hatred, which is so hard to do in the moment, like when you're feeling it. But if you can just be like, that is their path, they have to learn on their own. And one thing that I had received for this year was practicing non-judgment. I did a channeling with Sophia on my YouTube channel. And that was one of the big things that had come through when I channeled her, is practicing non-judgment and truly just accepting that other people's truths are different, not judging them for their path and their decisions and the things that they do. That doesn't mean that we need to accept it. Like, we don't want to accept it as our truth, but we can send love to transmute that energy. And there's some, like, I feel like this is opening in a whole other can of worms that I don't really want to get into because there's way too much there. But just remembering, you know, that love is really, really important.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess that is everything for today. But thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out if you want to. We would love that. And yeah, we will see you on the next video. Have a wonderful day, evening, weekend, whatever it is for you. Bye.
Bye, guys.